Howdy all, this is AR Cavally and welcome back to my channel. We are going to continue our adventures in Forge, our solo adventures in Forge, as our heroes, Lucas and Morian, have now made it to the city of Bondif, the royal seat of House Nekun, Duke of the Realm. And you might get some more pauses because my allergies are killing me. So I probably should have paused that. All right, so I went ahead and made some factions for the city, made several locations because, of course, if it's a big city, there's going to be all sorts of things going on. And some of the problems that the place is having that they may find out about that I rolled up. There's unnatural entities within the walls. Obviously, pretty big one. There's a mounting debt. And there's some kind of religious division. So they got in last night. Let's say just barely got in, and they found themselves a cheap place to stay because, well, they actually are both familiar with it. So they did find lodgings, a guest house to stay the night, and now they've got up. They're in the morning. It's still boiling hot, and still. Which is even going to be even worse within the city because, of course, that those bricks and stones are going to absorb that heat. And there's people, and the walls and the buildings are going to cut down on any breeze there might be. So they're going to start their look, however, and they both really kind of know where someone like this barbarian woman, Morgana, the heart piercer, would be. Let's see. Now Morian is more familiar with what's going on here, or familiar with the city. So I'm going to give her. They're going to start searching, and now she has a. I think this is going to be an intelligence roll, but it's going to be, because even though she's familiar, again, she's not that bright. So she that's going to come into play. But just to start, just to look around to where they might find her, obviously there's going to be some kind of, maybe a mercenaries guild or some kind, a couple of establishments that are well known. Now her intelligence is -2, but because she has that vagrant background, having lived in the city for a long time, I'm going to give her advantage on her intelligence roll. Unfortunately, with her penalty, that means that she's going to need to roll a 17. And this is just, obviously they can search through the city for a long time, but this is just to see if she gets them off on the right start. No. All right, so, Lucas is, well, you know the streets of this place better than probably anybody, right? No, I take that back. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He knows that she has mentioned that she's from there, but she's actually trying to kind of keep a low profile because she doesn't want people to recognize the vagrant. Let's see. So he doesn't know that she's from here, so he asks her, but she doesn't really know where that, because that's not the kind of people even that, even when she was a vagrant, that she hung around with. So they're going to have to, they're just going to have to figure it out. Well, I guess the first question is Morgana the heart piercer, is she even actually in the city? I'm going to say 50-50 because if she has been in here, she's looking for work. She may have been taking work and maybe they'll have to go somewhere else. So 50-50, she's in the city. Oh, no, she's not in the city. But, so she's, oh, and that's a doubles. Okay, this is a rule for random events. Okay, when you roll doubles, anytime the results on the oracle and the modifier are doubles, and that's probably something that I'm not going to always remember, but this time I do remember, then there is a random event. So first, she's not in the city, but let's use verbs because it could be but they know where she's at, or you know, probably if it's favorable. But let's see. Oops, wrong way. All right, so middle table, 52. Lie. And first table, 1-6. Lie, ambush. So she's not in the city, but something about an ambush. Did she get ambushed? Or maybe the characters will get ambushed. I think that's probably right. I think that they are kind of asking around for her, possibly not very subtly. She's not in the city, but she has some friends that are in the city, and probably through the course of a day or two, they're going to notice, and then they're going to lie in ambush. They're going to lie to them and then set up an ambush. They may not necessarily try to kill them because maybe Morgana wants to know why they're after her. I think that's probably it. Now let's take a look at our random event. All right, so the event focus is 1, a remote event, and it is negative. Okay. Okay, well, let's see what our remote event is. Hopefully it's not... Ooh, maybe someone was missing their 40 gold pieces. Let's see. All right, so middle table, 5-4. Mistrust. 45. Surprise. Mistrust, surprise. Is it our... Does it have to do with the starting village? No. Let's see. Mistrust, surprise, someplace remote. You know what? I think I'm going to tie those two together. Yeah, so that remote is she's not in the city, but these people are going to take her, or these people are going to try to ambush them when they take, and they're going to take her to where the barbarian's at, and she's not going to trust them. And so that's going to add a complication to them trying to get their work done. So let me jot some notes down. I'll be right back. All right. So while they are out and about, they're asking, it's been a long day. They've gone to different places where they might think to look, different guilds, even asking maybe if she's been arrested or if the guardsmen know this people. And throughout the day, they just haven't had any luck. But until they're approached by someone in their 10th place looking for Morgana, and he says, "You're looking for Morgana, the heart piercer?" That's right. I know where she's at. You give me 10 gold, I'll take you right there. And so he kind of looks around, and they'll give 10 gold. And they follow this person through. He takes them through a couple of back alleys, and he chats cheerfully. You know, she doesn't just talk to anybody. She likes her privacy. I hope she's not going to be too mad with me. But that's all right. We're old friends. Oh, here we are. And then he leads them inside a place. And then he shuts the door, and the place itself it's an old rundown house or slum or something. They were kind of expecting to find her in a bar, but you know, everyone's got to have some place to live. They look around, and the bandit's face turns into a wicked snarl. Get him! And this door flies open. And then others start to come out. Now they're first level bandits, but our guys are first level wimps too, so we're just going to roll 1d6 to see how many total there are. Okay, not great. 5. So 1 and then 4 more. 1, 2. There we go. All right. Now, our vagrant, she's not a commander or anything. She's not a soldier, but she's lived a life of danger on the streets, so she knows when things are bad. And our guys immediately draw their weapons. And I'm going to say that, let's see. Well, we'll just roll initiative normally. See how that works. All right, so we're going to go to our combat. And just so I don't have to worry about any kind of surprise or anything like that, I'm just going to roll the initiative normally. They were starting to get suspicious, and then those guys do have to come running out. So, and they were not expecting necessarily. All right. Darn allergies. All right, so our initiative, it's 2 groups, charisma check, bonus plus 10. So for our guys, versus their check bonus. They do have an intelligence check bonus, but so it's just gonna, I think pretty much Lucas is gonna make the roll. He doesn't have a bonus. She doesn't either really, but see if they get to go first or not. All right, no, so they get their weapons ready, so they're not surprised, but the bad guys get to go first. He's going to move there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those 2 will be in the wings, waiting to get to somebody. Now, I do have the idea that they're going to try to knock them out. For one, it gives them a good first fight to not get killed right off the bat. But it is actually, I think, part of Morgana wants to know who's asking about her. So they do plan on taking, capturing and taking them if they can. So, all right. So our bad guy is going to try to hit Morian. Going to try to hit Morian. She's got an armor class of 16. Let's see if it helps her. Yes, it does. All right. And these 2 are going to attack him, and he has an armor class of 17. Let's see if it helps him. Oh, yes. And they're bandits, they're dex intelligent, so they probably that would have hit if they were shooting, but all right. Now more realistically, they probably would not have been armored up as they're walking through town just trying to find somebody. But you can't just leave your stuff anywhere. All right, so he's going to go ahead and he's going to attack one with his spear. They have an armor class of 13. Okay, so he gets a hit. His attack 2 hit is +2 because the 2 hit is the check bonus, and the damage bonus, that's your actual modifier. So he's going to do. Oh, I need to generate hit points. Oof. Okay. Well, let's see. 2, 1, 5, 2, 8. All right, so he gets D8 +1. Okay, and that was the second one anyway. So he shoves his spear through. Oh no, it's this guy. Shoves his spear through him. Now you just stop that fighting. We only want to take you to see her. Now, it's a little late for that. He doesn't believe him. Anyway, they're in the middle of the fight. All right, now she unfortunately, she's got a -2 with her rapier. So she's kind of sucking. This doesn't. Some games have like a light or agile weapon rule where you can use dexterity instead, but this one doesn't, and I'm fine with that. I understand the reasoning behind those kind of rules, but I think it's fine just to keep everyone under the same rules. All right, so she's at -2, so she needs to get a 15 or higher to hit this guy. Oh, hey, very good. And then D6 -2 with a minimum of 1. It'll always do at least 1 point of damage. All right, so she manages to slash him a little bit across the face, and you bitch, I'll get you for that. All right, next turn, we'll take these guys out, and they're going to spread across and 2 attacks on each. All right, so he's going to try to attack her. She's got a 16, so I'll just roll them both together. She has a 16 or higher. Does she get hit? No. All right, how does he get hit? Okay. He does get hit, but the other one rolls a fumble. So you know what? I'm just to keep things simple, I'm going to say that fumble. Darn it. That fumble is going to counter the hit that he would have taken. Normally, if you get a fumble, it might damage your weapon or whatever, but I'll take that. I'll take that as a win. All right, so he's going to attack the next one. Armor class 13. Okay, he hits. He would have hit even without his bonus. D8 +1. 4, 5, just enough. So she tries to step around with her daggers, but he shoves her back, pins her to the wall, and buries his spear right between her breasts. Blech. She screams, collapses, helpless to the floor, and bleeds out. And let's see, our rapier lady, she's going to try to attack the same guy, desperately fighting off as blades and the daggers don't quite get through her chain, and she manages. And she's quick of foot. She's fleet of foot. All right, but that's a fail. All right, so now we're going to give these bandits, and probably I should have done this the first time someone got killed. Okay, flip back over here to combat. Morale checks. Killing the first member of the group. Yes. All right. defeating half the group. Defeating the group's leader has not been done yet. All right, so they're not down to half. So one morale check. Their morale is 8. Okay, 8. So I think they made it. Well, it's 2 dice 6 compares the result. If the roll is higher than the score, they flee or try to partly. Yep. So they're not liking it. They've already bitten off more than they can chew. These two back here start to they start to look a little concerned that they've got the tiger by the tail, because 2 of their people are now on the ground bleeding out with spear holes in them. But the leader's like, "Get back in line! Don't you back off now! You get him! I'll get this little girl." All right, so this guy's going to shift his attacks over to our guy because, well, that's kind of what needs to happen. All right, so he's going to try to hit her. Armor class is 16. Oh, he gets her. And for how much damage? 2. Actually, let me just keep a little track here. 2 hits. So she tries to stab at him again. He steps aside and backhands her up against the wall. Oh, blood rolls down her nose. And then these 2 guys are going after Lucas. They both miss. All right, so Lucas, again with his trusty spear, shield push, stabby, stabby, poke. Oh, no. All right, so he got a fumble. Let's see. I think it talked about a fumble somewhere. Okay, critical hit. Oh, critical misses. Okay, always misses. Yeah, okay, so his spear takes 1 point of quality damage as he thrusts and stabs. He fends off one, and the haft makes an ominous creak in the middle of the fighting as he tries to push. All right, now she's going to try to hit him with the rapier, and a miss. All right, on to the next turn. Let's see. She's not necessarily your front-on fighter. So what she's going to do is she's going to attempt a stunt. Let's see. So what she's going to do is she's going to try to duck away from this guy, and then she's going to try to what she's going to do. She's going to try to just like I don't know, throw her glove in his face or something. She's fighting the one guy. She's going to fling that glove and try to distract this guy to help Lucas get the fight over. Maybe she missed anyway, so that's what she's going to do on her next turn. All right, she is missed, and Lucas is hit. D6 for 1 point. All right, he'll take that. He grunts. Of course, at first level, it's probably safest just to try to shatter your shield every time you get hit. All right, so now let's see. She's going to try her stunt. So that's going to be contested dexterity. Dexterity is one of his, so her roll is going to have to be 11 or higher. He's first level. All right, so she manages to distract him. with the glove. He's sitting there. He's ready to come in on Lucas, and she flings her glove because she's just got a rapier. She doesn't have a shield or anything. She's got her rapier. She flings her glove in his face, and it slaps him in the face. And what that allows him to do is he attacks him with advantage this turn. Okay, 18. So definitely a hit. And he probably would have hit anyway, but that's okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Well, it's only one, but he gets +1, and that person only had 2 hits. So we're lucky. He, as the guy jerks away, Lucas immediately follows up and lunges his sword into, or his spear into the guy's belly, and he screams, "Ah!" and crumples up to the ground. All right, now so that's half of their group is gone now, so it's another morale check. All right. Well, now they're mad, so they're going to keep on fighting, though. I'd probably run away. If they weren't, they're probably scared of Morgana. If, you know, if they run away after trying to get this waif of a girl and this big clod, and then they end up, you know, making fools of themselves, they probably want to avoid that. All right. He's going to attack Morian with a miss, and the other one's going to attack 15 with a miss. He's going to try to run his spear through this dude. 16, that's a hit. And 8 max damage. So that's 9. So that's like three times to kill him. The guy swings, slashes, opens himself up, and Lucas buries his spearhead all the way through the guy's neck and rips it out with a spray of blood, and the bandit coughs and spits blood and stumbles back against the wall to finally expire from a sudden loss of blood pressure. All right, now she is going to she's going to try to stab him. Nope. All right, let's see. Is that the third one? Okay, reducing lone enemy to half hit points. Now, he is at half hit points. But I think she's dumb. She missed, so that's good. So, as the bandit is looking around what to do, Lucas comes around Morian and puts his spear in his face and says, "You are going to take us to Morgana." And let's see. Yeah. I think he's not really in much of a mind to surrender. He's only got 1 hit point left, so he's wounded already. Yeah. So he drops his club and he says, all right, just don't kill me. I'll take you where she's at. She's not in the city." "What do you mean she's not in the city?" "Oh no, it got too hot for her. She's got too many people. They want her dead." "All right. And I know my accent might have changed from before the fight, from the last episode. But I'll take you. She has some of us that she pays to be on the lookout for people looking for her because she wants to know who's out trying to get her." "All right, we're not out to get her. We're out to try to hire her. If you try anything. I'm going to put the spear right through your yellow heart. Okay, man. Okay. All right. All right, my lord. I surrender. So they're going to, he's going to set the spear on the guy and make sure that that he can't really get away. He's going to tell her to look through the door and see if there's, just to make sure there's no one else. And there's no one else because they all would have run through the fight. Now this is it's kind of a hideout. I don't know if I would call it a horde, but they definitely probably have treasure here. So we'll finish up by rolling for some treasure. And they defeated this guy, so they're going to take his treasure too. And we'll work out the XP. So XP is just for the creatures, or just for the monsters. It's 10 XP per hit die times number of special attributes. So they don't have any special attributes, but there were 5 of them, so that's worth 50 XP. And they each have a average, I think, treasure, so that means that they're going to have, come on. Yeah, so they're going to have 2 die 6 minus 1 because our guys are first level times 2. So I'm just going to say that, well, they're back at home, and so I don't have to roll for everything. Bandit, average and large. Yep. All right. So there's 5 of them. So 2 dice. Man, just not getting the coins here. All right. So each one has 3, 6. All right. So they get 30 gold. Yeah, 30 gold. Oh, and they'll get the gold back from him. So that's actually 40 gold. So get up to 70. All right. And since it is their lair, I mean, it says that it's 5 gems and jewelry. And I think that's probably a little excessive for, some pissant street gang. That's one of the reasons. I mean, I'm going to play it as written. I'm not going to go on a rant, but one of the reasons I have a hard time with the XP gold equals XP is because it presumes there's like these big piles of gold coins laying around everywhere, and I have a hard time visualizing that. But all right, bandit, large, treasure. Yeah, that just seems like an awful lot of gold for, some street thugs to be having. So I'm just going to say they have a certain amount of. I'm going to reduce theirs to medium. All right, so the medium is going to be 2 gems, 2d6 minus 1, so 7. It's 500. And 100. So 500 gold, 100 gold in gems that they find there. So, okay. Let's do jewelry times 2 is going to be 6. Minus 1 is 5, the same thing. So that's 1,000 gold. 2, 500. Yeah, see, that just seems like such a huge amount of money for this little group to have. And gold, 2 die 6 times 1 minus 1. All right, so and then 500 gold. Now they're in the city, and you're supposed to bring it back someplace, but they're in the city. All right, unless I rolled that wrong, yeah, I'm not even going to roll magical because again, I'm low magic kind of guy, so these guys are not going to have anything magical. In fact, I should probably just get rid of all that jewelry and gems. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm going to have to think about that because, I mean, they got, 2,600 gold from this group. Now, it was a good fight. I mean, it was, it was hard won. I will give them that. But if we're, if we're looking at that, so they got 2,500 or whatever, they could buy, they could buy 5 war horses, and those things are expensive. If these guys had that much money, they probably wouldn't just be bandits. They'd probably just be, living large. So anyway, I'm gonna have to think about that in between because that amount, as my GM fiat, that just seems like an awful lot of money. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna have to say that this is not a layer. That's just too much money for their first fight. Um, I will give them 500 gold though, because that was the gold result, plus what those guys had. So I'll give them 500 gold, and maybe I'll regret that later on for not having become second level or whatever. But it just seems excessive for what they did. All right. Well, they're going to. I guess they're going to try to heal each other up a little bit. And head back here to the healing action. All right. Heal, heal, heal. At least for their one phase. Let's see. Character death. Where'd it go? All right, well, hold on a sec while I find it. All right, well, apparently there are no first aid. I did find the healing rules, but it's mostly about like natural healing or magical healing. Um, so, that kind of makes sense. No one got hurt terribly bad. She just did get a backhand, and he got a little scratch. So they take their captive, and they take him back to wherever they're staying, and they pretend like he's a friend or whatever, but they lash him up, they tie him up, and they take turns in their room. They rent a room. Let's go ahead and count that room off. We'll okay, basic room, not a fancy room. Basic room with a meal, so 5. We'll take that out of this. This is kind of the petty coin, petty expenses purse right here. All right, so that's going to be enough. They get so they rest. He's automatically going to get his back, and when doing the healing, I just looked it up. Oh, it's hit die plus Constitution modifier. So she And this includes a good rest, 8 meals, and a good meal. Now her constitution's normal, so um, all right. So she gets hers back. Her her face is still a little bruised in the morning. Our guy, he doesn't. They feed him. They don't torture him or anything. They want him to be in good shape for wherever they're going because they're going outside the city. And the 500 gold. Let's see. I guess I'll just split that up into stashes. I'm not really sure exactly what to do that, but they're here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them get their 250 experience so far. That's a good place, and then I guess give him the 250. Now he might want to buy a riding horse. In fact, maybe that's what he's going to do with his, and she's going to get back up to 500. Yeah, yeah, riding horse 200 plus saddlebags. All right, so he's going to get a riding horse. I'll just note this here and we'll wrap it up. Riding horse. Same as what she has. Morale 7. With 8 hit points. And then saddlebags. So let's see. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. Anyway, it just they beat up 5 guys and now he's got enough to buy a horse. So it just to me I have a trouble conceptually dealing with that kind of experience, but maybe I just need to embrace it. I will consider it, and we will call it there. Hope you had a good time. And this one ran a little bit over. I'm just not very good at keeping that 30 minutes, but 44 minutes or whatever it's going to be. It shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, hope you had a good time. I did, and happy gaming.